Hello, everybody.
Happy Friday.
The moment we've been waiting for.
All week long, here we are. It is noon, it is Friday, and it is time for Friday Live with Husbands That Cook.
Yes, thank you so much for joining us, everyone. I'm Adam.
I'm Ryan.
We are Husbands That Cook, and you are watching episode 23 of Friday Live with Husbands That Cook.
23? I can't believe it. It's been since April, I think,
Yeah,
we've been doing
4
this.
months. It's been like a third of a year.
This is crazy. This is so much fun. People are joining. Happy Friday, everybody.
Happy Friday. It's been a very hot week. It's been over 100 degrees here, and
Yes.
We're staying inside and doing a little cooking.
Yes, we are very grateful that we have air conditioning because it's been over 100, I think, every single day this week, and it's going to continue being over 100 for the next several days as well.
And why is it that on these types of days that people's air conditioning seems to go out? We were talking to a friend yesterday, and his air conditioning went out at 110 degrees in the middle of the day.
It's the worst time to have it happen. Hello, Elena. Hello from Key West. That's very cool. Thanks for joining us. Today, we are making something that's only available at the end of summer, at the intersection of peach season and blackberry season. We are having a blackberry peach cobbler with ginger spice biscuits.
Yeah, so a few days ago, we posted something on Instagram asking for your request to see what we should make here on Friday Live.
Yes.
We got a wonderful response, and one of them caught our attention.
Yes, exactly. Our friend Rab Cooks, we linked him in our Instagram profile today. Our friend Rab Cooks lives in Edinburgh, Scotland, and he suggested that we make something classically American, like a cobbler. And so we thought about that, and that sounded really, really good, and so we did it.
Yeah, so we just kind of did a little brainstorming and thought, what would be good to make now? What's in season? What can we start to celebrate September with? And we came up with this recipe that we cannot wait to share with you, and it just so happens to be vegan.
Yes, it's completely vegan, and you can easily make it gluten-free, so it's a dessert that everybody can enjoy. And yeah, it's like we said, peaches are still in season. You can still get them in the stores. We're not quite ready for fall and pumpkin spice and everything yet. We're still kind of holding on to the summer, inspired by this hot weather, I think. So we have fresh peaches and we have blackberry.
That's such a good combination. And
Yes.
with a little lemon and vanilla and some cinnamon and brown sugar, it's comforting and warm and fabulous.
It is. It makes the house smell so good. Oh, hello, Barbara, and hello, Andy.
Hello, Andy. It's so nice to see you. Yay.
Good to see everybody. So I think we can, before we get started, one cool thing that we did this week, we got to tour the Melissa's Produce headquarters here in LA. We got to explore an enormous warehouse full of produce. It was basically like Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, but with produce.
Yeah, it's the most produce we've ever seen in our entire lives in the city of Vernon, about 20 or 30 minutes from here. But Nick, who was giving us the tour of the facility, sent us home with mangosteen. So we need to see a show of hands. How many people have ever tried a mangosteen before?
We had not until this week.
This is our first time. It's his favorite fruit, and it's a really interesting fruit. I mean,
It's very strange looking, and when we open it up, you'll see it's even more strange. We're not cooking with this today. This is just a little preview.
And look at the bottom of it. It has a really cool, almost like it looks like the bottom of a poppy.
Yeah, it does kind of. Yeah, it does kind of. Yeah.
So in order to open it, you basically put it between your hands like so, and we're just gonna squeeze it together
until
it kind of pops open. And
maybe
this one seems to be a little bit harder than the other ones, but let's see, we can do it.
We can try cutting it. He said we could also cut it too.
Yeah, this one doesn't seem to open. Okay, the unopenable mangosteen. But
Let's see
once we get it open, it is quite delicious. It tastes kind of like a strawberry and a peach mixed together, and it has a really interesting look too. They look exactly like garlic cloves, but taste nothing like it. They're sweet and tangy and kind of have like a flowery, tropical flavor as well, but they're amazing. They're called mangosteens, and they're very expensive. The package that we took home was about $25 for maybe like, I don't know, a couple of dozen. So normally, I'm gonna go grab another one because this
one's so hard to open. Literally every single other one we've done, you just hold it between your hands and you kind of squeeze like this and it just pops right open. Of course, the one that we do on the live show is like impossible. Let's see. Will this one work?
Mangosteen take 2. There
we
That
go.
opens, and that's how they've all opened so far. For some reason, that one wasn't. But like I said, it looks like a garlic clove inside. This one's a little more mushy, but like if we take the whole thing out, you can see the cloves inside.
So the inside is like white. Look at that. It looks like little garlic cloves.
And you just eat the cloves. You don't eat the skin or the red fruit inside.
It looks like a little garlic clove.
And it tastes nothing like it. Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah, it's like it's like a peach and a kiwi and a cherry kind of, and
yeah, if you ever see any at your farmer's market or in your grocery store, definitely pick some up. They're rare and quite interesting.
They're delicious. So good.
Yes.
I think it's time to get started. So, for everyone who's just joining us, today we are making a blackberry peach cobbler with ginger spice biscuits. We just posted a picture on our Instagram this morning, and the full recipe is available at husbandsthatcook.com.
Yes, we just posted a full blog post with the details on how to make it, but today we're just going to walk you through it and show you how easy and how delicious it really is. And it happens to be vegan too.
Completely vegan.
Basically, in order to make it vegan, we just swapped out the cream. Instead of cream, we use coconut cream, and then also we butter the pan with a little vegan butter.
Yes, and actually let's start with that. So we have just a little bit of vegan butter here. On the picture on Instagram, we used a skillet. And today we're just going to be doing a half recipe, so we're going to use a baking pan, and you can use anything. Cobblers are so flexible, you guys. You can do it in a skillet, you can do it in a pan like this, you could do it in a pie plate, in a cake pan, whatever you want. Anything that's about the right size will totally work. And the other thing about cobblers is that while we're doing peaches and blackberries today, you can actually use any fruit that you want, anything that's in season.
Yes, exactly. So the fall, you can use fall fruits, apples, pumpkins.
Yeah, you can do like a pumpkin cobbler. Oh my god, that'd be so good.
But today we're doing a summer version, and you just have a few weeks left to make this with fresh peaches before everything starts turning into pumpkin.
Exactly. We were at the grocery store today. It's September 1st, and there were displays everywhere about Halloween and candy and everything else.
So silly.
So silly.
You know, the thing that is driving me crazy lately is that we've been eating a lot of dried fruit in the house, and it tastes like candy. I don't understand why candy is so popular when fruit is just as good and the candy is trying to imitate the flavor of it. It's so good. And we've been really eating a lot healthier lately. We went on a cruise a month ago, and we're just now working on the food that was consumed on that vacation. But anyway, we've been eating really healthy, and the vegetables that we've been roasting and steaming are so good and so tasty and so flavorful and so healthy.
It's delicious.
And, it's so delicious. So before you start thinking of making a complex meal, just do something simple. Grab some vegetables, roast them, steam them. They're so tasty, they're so good. But today we're making dessert.
So with all that said,
with all that being said, we're gonna make a cobbler now. And
so as you can see, I've just opened this peach up. There's no need to peel it for this recipe. I'm just gonna slice it up.
Balance. It's all about balance. If you eat healthy, you can have cobbler.
Exactly.
You don't want to have cobbler all day for all 3 meals.
I mean, I do want to have cobbler for all day for all 3 meals, but I'm not going to.
But we can have it for lunch today because we had a healthy breakfast.
We did have a healthy breakfast. So so I'm just cutting up this peach here, just kind of in little slices.
Hello in Portugal. Thank you for tuning in. We are in Southern California, right outside of Los Angeles. And it's so nice to have people joining from all over the world.
Yes.
So cool.
We've never been to Portugal together, but I did go when I was in high school. And it was a beautiful country, and I would love to go back. So we have our peaches sliced here. And then do you want to just add the blackberries?
Yeah, sure.
So again, we're using peaches and blackberries here. And we're gonna add a little bit of sugar to this. And the amount of sugar is pretty flexible, like everything with a cobbler. It's kind of flexible. If your fruit is very ripe and very sweet and like just really, really delicious, you probably don't need that much sugar. If your peaches are a little more firm and not quite as juicy as you'd like and not as sweet, you add more sugar.
Yeah, and we try to be specific. I hate when recipes say, oh, add a little sugar to taste or add salt to taste. We always try to be so specific. But with something like this, the fruit is so different, especially in California when it's tough to find really good peaches. Maybe they're not as sweet. We might add a little more sugar. Or, if you're in a place where you can get fresh, soft, juicy peaches, you may not need as much sugar.
Yeah, you may not need any at all. I mean, if your peaches are really spectacular, you might not need any. And so we're actually going to use 2 kinds of sugar today for extra flavor. We have brown and white.
And this was one of those recipes that just turned out right on the first try. You never know, you have this idea, you mix some ingredients together, you taste it, and sometimes it needs tweaking, sometimes we do that 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
This one was a home run on the first pitch.
It really, really was. It's so good, and like I said, the smell might be the best part while it's baking. The house smells incredible.
You know it's right when you take a bite and just you get goosebumps on your skin and you feel it just kind of flowing through your body.
Totally, it's
Cobbler
so
through
good.
your veins.
Someone just asked if it's light or dark brown sugar. This is actually a medium brown sugar, but for this recipe, I would say use whatever you have at home. It won't make that much of a difference. The next ingredient we're adding is a little cornstarch.
And hello in South Africa. Sorry, that was really rude.
No.
But I saw somebody commented here from South Africa.
Oh, hello in South Africa.
Hello.
Thank you for joining us. Right, so we're adding some cornstarch. If you live in the UK, they might call this corn flour, but here we call it cornstarch, and it's a thickener, and that's how you get that nice sort of jammy, thicker consistency of the cobbler.
And this is beautiful. I just want to show people at home how it's looking so far. You got the beautiful orange peaches and the plump blackberries and the brown sugar and the white cornstarch. It's very pretty.
It's so good. And then we're just gonna add 2 more things to this. We're gonna add a little lemon juice. We're adding about half a tablespoon to this.
It's not much, but it kind of just gives it a little tartness, so the whole thing is not overly sweet.
Yes, exactly. So about half a tablespoon of that.
Which we like overly sweet, but this makes it just perfect. And Fulfilled is here. Hi, Bella.
Hello, Bella.
Happy Friday to you. So cool.
It's so cool. Happy Friday to everybody. So this is a little piece of a vanilla bean. If you don't have one, you can use vanilla extract, but we do have a vanilla bean, so we're gonna use it today. And the way to do it is you cut the bean lengthwise, and then we're going to scrape out all that delicious seeds inside. You know when you eat vanilla ice cream and there's all those little dots, those flecks of black? Well, that's what's inside here.
And it smells so. This is one of my favorite scents. I love the smell of vanilla.
So good.
So sweet.
So you can kind of see.
Oh yeah.
On the knife there, we got some, that's the good stuff.
All the great stuff.
All the good stuff. So we get that, put that in the bowl.
This is Blackberry Peach Cobbler with ginger spice biscuits. It's a new recipe, just posted on the blog, just posted on Instagram as well. Go check it out. You guys got to try it. It's vegan. It happens to be vegan. You can't tell it's vegan. It's not like one of those.
You would never know.
It's not a healthy dessert. It just happens. It just doesn't have milk or cream or any dairy or eggs in it. So.
Nothing like that. So that's everything. We have our we have peaches, blackberries, brown sugar, white sugar, lemon juice, cornstarch, and some scraped vanilla bean.
All right.
My fingers smell amazing. They smell like vanilla.
Oh my God, yes. We are making a cobbler to start off the weekend and start off the month, and we've been excited about it all week.
I'm always looking forward to the show. I love doing this with you guys. It's so much fun to have you here cooking with us. But selfishly, I'm just really excited to eat this cobbler again because it is so good.
Cobbler for lunch.
Cobbler for lunch. I mean, it's fruit, right? So that's okay.
And there's not that much sugar in it.
No. Just like a tablespoon or 2 of sugar.
While you're doing that, I'm going to have another mangosteen clove.
That sounds good. Okay, so we have our fruit tossed here. You can see it's looking lovely. And we are just going to add it to that baking dish that I greased before with vegan butter.
And this is an easy recipe. You could do it all in one bowl. As you see in a second, we're gonna wipe this out and do all the dry ingredients in that same bowl. So you don't need to do a lot of dishes and have a lot of excessive pans and bowls. This is a simple one.
Yeah, so we don't have a dishwasher. We have a small kitchen, small house. We don't have a dishwasher. We have to do everything by hand. So if there's ever a chance in a recipe to minimize the number of dishes that we use, we always try to take it.
We're all over it.
Yes, we are all about efficiency here. So we have our lovely fruit in a nice layer here in the baking dish.
Beautiful.
So now, as Adam said, we're just going to wipe out this bowl and use the exact same bowl to make the biscuit topping.
For those of you just joining, I'm Adam.
I'm Ryan.
We are husbands that cook. We do this every Friday. Today we're making a cobbler, a blackberry peach cobbler with ginger spice biscuits. It's delicious, it's vegan, it's a great way to start off the month and end the summer.
Exactly.
Oh, hello in Pasadena, Dynex Design.
Yes, and somebody from Italy. Hello in Italy. Buongiorno.
Hello. so cool.
So fun. Okay, so now we're gonna make the ginger spice biscuits.
The best part.
And this is so easy. You just take a little flour like this. We're doing about 3/4 of a cup because we're doing a half recipe today. And then we're using just a little more sugar. And again, these aren't like overly sweet biscuits. We just have a little bit of sugar in here.
Yes.
A little bit of baking powder to let them rise. A little bit of salt, because salt in desserts is always a good thing.
Some cinnamon spice for some warmth.
Yes, gotta have a little cinnamon. And of course, ground ginger.
Ginger and cinnamon are so nice together.
So good. So now that's all of our dry ingredients. We're just gonna whisk them together briefly, just to get all those spices evenly distributed. It already smells good.
Yeah, it does.
Gingery and cinnamony.
It kind of has like a fall aroma to it.
Yeah, it has a little hint of fall, a little hint of what's to come in the next month or so.
Exactly.
Okay, so we have that. And then the thing that makes this vegan is this. It's coconut cream. So this is canned coconut cream. And sometimes when you go to the canned coconut section in the store, it's a little confusing because there's coconut milk and there's coconut cream, and there's also something called cream of coconut. And those all sound very similar, but they're all quite different. So coconut milk, I did a little bit of research. Coconut milk is something like 1 part coconut, 1 part water that they blend up. Coconut cream is like 4 parts coconut. So it's much thicker and richer than the coconut milk. So if you are making a recipe that requires milk, go ahead and use coconut milk. If you're using a recipe that uses cream, you have coconut cream. And then the last one, that cream of coconut, is completely different. It's a sweetened product that has like sugar and stabilizers, and it's for like when you make pina coladas for cocktails. That's cream of coconut.
And this works just as good as regular cream. You would not be able to tell the difference. There's no flavor, anything noticeable.
No, it doesn't have a strong coconut flavor. You would never guess that there's coconut in it. It just gives that richness that cream provides.
Hello, Sally. Good dinner, Mom.
Hello, Sally.
Welcome.
So we have, again, if you're just joining us, we have our flour here, we have our spices and baking powder and salt. We're gonna add the coconut cream and just stir it together.
Cobbler.
That is it. So we're just gonna stir that in, and it makes a pretty thin batter. It's almost like a pancake batter. It's not super thick, so don't worry if your batter looks runny, because it's supposed to.
Susan 10 asked, do we play piano? So both of us actually play piano.
Yes.
Ryan is a singer, and he actually majored in vocal performance at USC.
I did.
And I have been playing piano also since I was a little kid.
Yep. Okay. Oh, that tastes good. Okay, so we have our lovely batter. As you can see here, it's pretty thin.
Kind of like a pancake batter.
Yeah, almost like a pancake or waffle batter. So then what we do is, rather than just pour it over the whole top, what we do is kind of dollop it on. That way you get kind of like almost like individual biscuits. I mean, they'll run together, but you get individual biscuits. And so then each bite has like a little bit of biscuit, a little bit of fruit, and it's heavenly.
So easy.
So easy. As you can see, this is 1 bowl, 1 baking dish. Just kind of put dollops over the top.
We've been posting some of our live videos on YouTube, so
Yes.
if you haven't already subscribed, head over to our YouTube page and subscribe there so you don't miss any of our videos. And we also have a email list on our website, so if you'd like, go to our website, husbandsthatcook.com, and sign up and subscribe over there so you don't miss a post.
Exactly. Yes, there's always good stuff coming, so sign up on the email list so you always know what's coming next.
Yeah, it's a shame because Instagram seems to be hiding our posts lately. We have a personal account, and when we sign in on our personal account, our Husbands That Cook post doesn't even show up. Like we'll see posts from the last couple days, and ours is completely missing. So if you subscribe on our email list, you won't have that happen. You'll never miss a Husbands That Cook post.
Exactly. That's the best way to stay in touch.
Thanks, Instagram.
Yeah, thanks, Instagram. So as you can see, we have our batter sort of dolloped over. You can see there's some space in between for the fruit juices to kind of bubble up. And then the last thing that we're going to do is a little turbinado sugar, just to give the top a little crunch.
A little extra sweetness.
Yeah, a little
texture.
Yeah. Just a little pinch on there.
Blackberry peach cobbler with ginger spice biscuits. It's what's happening in the husband's house today. And hopefully it will be happening in your house this weekend, because this is a phenomenal vegan dessert
Yes.
that
Totally
has
vegan.
been blowing our minds this
Blowing
week.
our minds, yes. Oh, and also, if you wanted to make this gluten-free, it would be so easy. All you have to do is take that all-purpose flour, and instead of that, use like a gluten-free flour blend. If you want, we actually have one linked on our website that works really well. The Bob's Red Mill 1-to-1 baking blend works just like flour, but it's gluten-free. So yeah, easily do that. Look at that, you can see the turbinado sugar on top, and this is ready to bake.
Hey Kenji, welcome, how's it going?
I see we're getting a lot of requests for piano today.
Piano, we might have to do
We
it
might have to do that. So, but for now we're gonna put this in our special oven. Do you want to explain about our special oven for those who haven't heard?
For those of you that have been watching us, you know that we have a special oven. For those of you tuning in for the very first time, I'd like to inform you about our Hollywood oven that a lot of our neighbors and a lot of residents have in this area. It's a special oven that cooks food in seconds, because when you're close to Hollywood, you're close to the movie business, and people need to make recipes quick for television and commercials.
No time to waste.
So we got one of those. We're so lucky. And we're going to show you how it works. So you have this raw cobbler here. We're going to put it in our Hollywood oven and watch how quickly it comes together.
Ooh, wow, I can feel the heat from the oven. It's
oh
blasting.
My goodness, it really is warm.
Whoa.
Look at this, people. The Hollywood oven is successful again.
It is, as you can see on top, we have a nice golden brown top. We have bubbly edges, and actually this pan's kind of hot still, so hard to hold it. But, oh my gosh, smell that.
You can smell the cinnamon and vanilla. It's so wonderful.
I mean, if I weren't in a live show right now, I'd probably just put my face in there and just start eating, because it's so good.
Yes.
But the thing is, of course, we're gonna take a taste. We always take a taste.
That's the best part of the show.
The best part of the show, but it's also, you can't have just cobbler. I mean, yes, you could have just cobbler, but you gotta have ice cream with it. Of course, you can't have cobbler without ice cream.
Yeah, so we have a vegan ice cream that we're going to use today to keep the whole dessert vegan.
Yes, you can. Oh my gosh.
And we're both not vegan. We're both vegetarians, but we do a lot of vegan recipes.
Oh my gosh, this smells amazing. So we have,
Look at that.
You can see the biscuit on top. We have some lovely fruit that's nice and softened. We have peaches and blackberries. And then we have this.
Ice cream.
Ice cream.
Maybe it's not vegan, but
It might not be vegan, but here we go.
Great way to start the weekend. What do you say?
Should we take a taste?
We should definitely take a taste.
Oh,
It's still
still steaming.
Those Hollywood ovens, I tell you, they really work well.
Should we try a little bite?
Let's try it.
A little ice cream.
Ooh.
Oh my gosh, my mouth is literally watering. Here we go. Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh my god.
I love the warm and cold combination.
Oh,
The cornstarch makes it
kind of thick.
creamy and thick.
Mm-hmm. Oh my god, you guys. With fresh peaches and the blackberries, it's so good.
It's sweet and tangy, and it has that nice warmth from the cinnamon and ginger. It's such a good recipe, and it's so easy, as you can see.
Yeah, one bowl. I mean, the prep took, what, 10 minutes or something like that? And then while it bakes, you can just go do something else, let the house fill with that aroma, and then as soon as you're done, you have warm, bubbly cobbler. I'm gonna try to resist taking my face into that.
If you don't have a Hollywood oven, these cook in about 45 minutes.
Yes.
It doesn't take that long.
Yes, yeah, it takes about 45 to 55 minutes, depending on your oven. Our oven is always slow. So when we see a recipe and it says 40 to 50 minutes, for us,
Usually 50.
it's always 50. We've gotten a thermometer for the oven, so we know it's the right temperature, but for some reason it always just takes longer.
So thank you so much for tuning in. We've had such a good time, and tonight, actually, after this, we're going to start getting ready. We have an event to go to for Big Heart Tea.
Yes.
It's a tea company, and they're doing a pop-up dinner with some tea sampling and a 5-course plant-based meal. So I'm really looking forward to trying that.
I'm very excited about that. And then actually this weekend, we are going up to Portland. We're going to go visit my family. My parents are up there, my brother and his 2 brothers, and one of my brother's wives, and 2 of their daughters. If you remember Lucia, who was on our show a couple weeks ago, our niece, we get to see her and her older sister, and it's going to be really, really fun for Labor Day weekend. We're excited about that too.
So yes, thank you so much for tuning in, and I guess we have to do the Husbands That Cook theme for you.
I think we might have
We've
to.
had so many requests, so...
I think should we turn off the other music?
Yeah, we turn off the other music, which is Django Reinhardt, by the way. A lot of people ask, what kind of music do we play during our live shows?
Yeah, if you don't know him, he's an amazing, amazing guitar player. But here's the Husbands That Cook theme song.
he sings.
Yes. Well, we kind of work on some lyrics for that song.
We do.
Husbands that cook.
Yeah.
We'll have to figure it out. We'll figure it out. But until then, we'll see you next Friday.
I'm Adam.
I'm Ryan.
We are Husbands That Cook. You're watching Friday Live with Husbands That Cook. We do this every week at 12 o'clock noon Pacific Standard Time.
We will see you next Friday at noon. And have a great weekend. Have a great Labor Day weekend for those of you who have a holiday weekend. And I'm going to go eat the rest of this.
Yes.
Right now.
I think I'm going to join you too.
Have a good day, everybody.
Bye.
See
Thank
you
you.
soon.